I was reading a book. Now, it was like 5 to 10 minutes in. I was starting to get very deep into this book. And out of nowhere, I just heard a notification that came from my phone. So obviously, I wanted to see what it was. And it turned out someone had texted me. So I went on the messages and I responded, went back and forth for like 5 minutes. And then after this, I decided to go on Snapchat, which I then responded to other people for a few more minutes. And then I checked my mail. And basically, I just continued to go on my phone, even though I told myself I'll just check what this notification was. And this basically shows how being addicted to your phone will just take away all of your focus. The average person spends around 8 to 9 hours a day on their phone. Just imagine that. Imagine 8 to 9 hours a day. That's like 30 years of your life. If you say like you live to 90 years old, that's like 30 years of your life was just spent on your phone. And think about it. If you spent maybe like 2 to 3 hours of that time on your phone on learning a new skill, you would become a master at that skill. Because we've all heard of the 10,000 hour rule, where if you spend 10,000 hours on something, you become very great at it. Imagine if we were all great at something. If instead of spending time scrolling away or spending useless time on our phone, we spent it learning something, we would become masters at a specific thing. We'd feel so much more accomplished in our life. I mean, let's be honest. This phone addiction is probably one of the worst addictions. Everyone has at least been through one addiction. If they're not addicted right now, they once were addicted. I mean, I was very addicted to my phone. I would spend hours scrolling without even realizing it. In this video, I just want to go over how to fight off this addiction, how to finally break free from it. Okay, the first thing is the most simplest thing and the easiest thing. It is to just turn your notifications off. Literally go on your phone and turn off all the notifications from all the apps. Now, if you do want to keep the notification from, let's say, messages or like something that you knows, I wouldn't even say it's important because let's be honest, like when have you gotten an important text? Well, let's say it's something that you don't want to turn off, then what you could do is turn on work mode when you're going to go work on something. Work mode basically stops any notifications from like ringing on your phone or like showing on your home screen. Notifications really do suck away your attention and focus. Just like how it did to me when I was reading, it will do it to you when you're doing anything. And if you stay focused in this society where focus is basically non-existent, you're going to achieve so much more than the average person. No one stays focused when they're doing something. So if you're doing this, I'm telling you, you're going to accomplish way more. These notifications, they're meant to make you go on these apps, and they're all useless. So just turn them off. You're doing yourself a big favor. Okay, the next thing is to delete the apps that you use the most off of your phone. Now your brain is going to tell you so many excuses, just like it did to me when I first wanted to delete TikTok, Instagram, all those like garbage apps that give me no benefits. My brain was just making so many excuses. It was telling me not to. It was telling me that it's not even bad, but I was spending hours a day on these apps. So you just need to delete them. Don't listen to that BS advice where they tell you put a screen limit. This stuff doesn't work because once a screen limit shows up on your phone, you're just going to ignore it. I've ignored it countless times and I just kept scrolling. So the best thing to do is to delete the apps, and I'm going to go over soon what to do once you delete these apps since you're going to have a lot more free time. You have to be very careful with YouTube. Some people say that it's not a social media. However, it could be if you're spending your time on YouTube scrolling on YouTube Shorts. So if you're doing this, it's no different than if you're scrolling on TikTok. So you have to be very careful. Also, don't waste your time watching entertainment videos. They're useless for you. So if there are some apps that you just can't delete, for example, let's say like messages or like photos or like, the important stuff that you just can't delete, then what you can do to save yourself from going on these apps by accident is deleting them from your home screen. So your home screen should really be having very little apps, only the apps that like you won't mindlessly click on. Because sometimes even if they're not social media, you're going to click on these apps and just get trapped into them. Okay, now the big thing, what to do when you finally delete all the social media apps and you reduce your screen time and all of that. Now you have so much free time. So what do you do? First thing is start working out. I mean, a lot of people have began to work out, but there's still some people who don't work out. And if you're making excuses saying that you don't have time, you spend hours a day on your phone, so you can make time. Everyone has at least 1 hour a day that they can spend learning something, doing something, building their future. So don't make any excuses. You could spend an hour a day at the gym. Next thing is reading books. Now, a lot of people don't do this. And I'm telling you again, reading books is so beneficial. Reading books will give you so much of an edge over the person who doesn't read. Everyone stops reading after high school. And honestly, it's not even hard to find people who have never read a self-improvement book. So if you're reading it, you're just going to improve your life at so much of a faster rate than these average people. You're going to become extraordinary and you won't even compare to these people. Some more things that you could do is watching educational videos on YouTube, for example, like podcasts or like videos that you know are going to help you, like something that you know will solve a problem in your life. Some more stuff is meditation. This helps you relieve stress and anxiety. Journaling. I love journaling because it just gets all of your thoughts out and it helps you basically think more clearly. So these stuff and go outside. I mean, we don't spend enough time outside. We don't enjoy the world. We don't enjoy the beauty of it. We have to start going outside because this is when we truly experience how life is supposed to be lived. Instead of staying inside in a four-wall room, scrolling away, spend some time outside, spend some time in nature. You're going to feel so much more happier. Okay, now, so I went over like the main stuff. Now I'm gonna go over like some little tips that you can include to help you reduce your screen time. This stuff is still important, but it's not as important as the stuff I just went over. So first thing is what I did is I added a widget that's basically showing my screen time for the day. So it's like a big thing on my not wallpaper, on my like home screen that shows how much time I've spent on the day. And this is basically a reminder to help me stay away from being on my phone when I don't need to be on my phone. Also, I do want to say that you should not expect to just go from 9 hours a day on your phone to 1 hour a day the next day. This is something that you got to gradually build up. Just like any addiction, it takes time to overcome. So what you want to do is start with 9 hours if that's where you started from, and then go for 8.5 the next day, and so on. Also, I do want to say that it's not bad to be on your phone if it's something that's going to benefit you. For example, if you're running a business and you need to use your phone, or if you're reading through your phone, or anything like that, anything that you know is helping you, then it's not a bad thing to spend your time. I'm talking about things like Netflix, social media, useless games, all the stuff that you know is bringing no benefits to your life, then that's what you need to cut out. Have strict times to go on your phone. For example, instead of checking your email every 15 minutes, your text messages every 15 minutes, have specific times. Let's say before you eat your meals, for example, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's when you check your messages, that's when you check your emails. This will help you to not be as sucked in to these apps and not spend all of your time just constantly checking them. You shouldn't just be going on your phone because you're bored. You should always have a reason that you want to go on your phone. So don't just go on your phone because you don't know what else to do with your free time. You want to go on your phone for a specific thing, for a specific thing at a specific time. For example, you go and check your text messages. So you go on your phone and check your text messages. You don't just go on your phone and then end up checking your messages because you didn't know what else to do with your time. You also don't want to be going on your phone as soon as you wake up. I mean, most of us, our phones are right next to our bed. So as soon as we wake up, we just grab it and then we go on social media or we go on messages, any app. We just spend useless time on that. So when you wake up, and something that I've been starting to incorporate is, instead of grabbing my phone, I like to grab a book, or honestly, like, you just go straight to your morning routine. All this stuff is way better than scrolling away and spending useless time in your bed just on your phone. Same with nighttime. Don't be going on your phone at night before you sleep. A lot of people, they have the brightness all the way up, and this stuff actually ruins your sleep because when the brightness is up, I think it's your melatonin that gets like decreased or something, so you have less deep sleep, which will affect you way more than the person who is getting. I mean, think about the person who is getting so much more deep sleep. This person is going to achieve way more in his life because he's so focused and he has so much more energy and potential. All right, last tip I want to say is when you are working, just keep your phone away from you. Put it in a different room, put it like across the room, anything. Because, for example, for my story, if I didn't have my phone next to me and if I didn't have the notifications or anything like that, then I would have been focused. This will help you to not mindlessly just grab your phone when it's next to you. You could actually stay focused because, for example, if you're studying and your phone's next to you, you're just going to be attracted to just picking it up because going on your phone is going to be giving you more dopamine than studying. So keep it away from you, and this will help you focus tremendously. Now, you can use social media to create instead of consume. So there's no problem if you're using these apps to post content or to grow your business or anything like that. But you should not be consuming, you should not be scrolling pretty much. And stop making excuses that when you delete these apps, you're going to be missing out on things. I mean, what are you going to be missing out on? The latest celebrity news? Why would you care about focusing on another person's life? You need to be focusing on your own life first. I have no respect for people who keep social media because they don't want to be missing out on the latest trends or anything. Like, come on, you need to focus on your own life. Like, seriously, like, stop worrying about anything else and just start worrying about where you need to be. Being addicted to social media will really just affect your life so much where you won't be happy. You know, you won't be enjoying it at its full potential. You won't have meaningful conversations because your brain will always be somewhere else. It'll always be thinking about something else. Your focus and your attention span, everything will be sapped out. You won't be basically you won't be at your full potential. And I know I keep saying this, but it's true. Like, your phone could either be the greatest asset or the worst thing for you. And the reason why is because they've developed this stuff to keep you addicted, to keep you pretty much brain dead, to be honest. Like, if you think about, we all have that one person that we know that, like, when we talk to them, like, you could tell that they're just like their mind is somewhere else. And the reason why is because they're addicted to their phone. So we do need to just stop being addicted to our phones and seriously just start to live, enjoy the beauty of life, and we will become more happier. I mean, we will have memorable things to look back on when we're on our deathbed. I mean, like, I know that's harsh to say, but most of us, if we're so addicted to our phones and we spend most of our time on our phone, then when we look back at our life, like, it's going to be boring. I mean, think if your life was a movie and you were showing your kids or your grandkids in the future. Are they going to see fun things, or they're going to see you being on your phone all day? So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you.